Where Monsters Lie, issue number 1 from Dark Horse Comics. So this was an interesting little issue. Best way I can describe this would be, have you ever wondered what slashers do on their free time? Like, you ever just sat there and thought, I wonder what Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees, what do they do when they're not going around killing a bunch of teenagers? What's their day-to-day life like? Well, this series basically tackles that question. So yeah, this is a series about a bunch of slashers and what they do when they're not going around killing people. What do they do after they retire from their killing business? So we start off with a bunch of kids running from a house, and they run to this house that's nearby, and it's an old lady answers the door. And the kids are telling them, like, hey, we need help. This psycho kidnapped us. He was trying to torture us. We were able to escape. We need to call the cops. And the old lady stabs one of the teenagers, kills him. The other survivor ones start running away when they come across this lady with the puppet holding a knife. And the puppet slashes one of the other kids, kills them. And then the final kid is... he runs into this dude in this prison outfit wearing... it looks like his face is painted like skull paint. And he gets killed. And unknown to these people, these slashers, there's this other boy that's been watching this whole thing hiding in the bushes, and he makes his escape. And basically, we find out that the kids were escaping from this guy called the Puzzle Man. He basically kidnaps people, puts them in like puzzle situations, like they have to solve puzzles, and then when they don't, he kills them. I guess it's supposed to be kind of like Jigsaw from the Saw series. So we get like this wide shot of this town. And it's basically a cul-de-sac with a bunch of houses nearby. And the old lady decides to have a meeting. And she basically explains that we cannot have what just happened again. She explains that Wilmhurst, the name of the town, is a sanctuary. It's a safe place. We take care of you. We help prepare your excursions. We break you out of jail. We sharpen your knives. We drag you away when it looks like you're dead before the authorities arrive. We order all the supplies that you need for your devices and killings or anything else that you might, need. We get you your groceries. We bring them to you so no one else has to see you, so that people don't know that you're living here. We're trying to help you, but we can't help you when you're going around bringing a bunch of teenagers here and killing them. You're not supposed to do your killings here. This is a sanctuary. This area is just to keep you safe and out of the public eye. In between killings, you have to go do your killings out of the town. And so she kind of yells at Puzzle Master that, like, he brought people here and stuff like that. And we just see a bunch of like all the other killers. Yeah, we just see kind of like the daily lives of these slashers. We see one of them like taking out the trash. We see that one of the more psycho characters, he might have been rehabilitated. We see him and he's gardening, and basically this Charlie Manson looking character who is talking to the grandma, and I think there might be a problem with the F Master. He's been ordering a bunch of stuff that I assumed was like, it was like gardening equipment and stuff, and I'm assuming he was going to use them to like slice up teenagers in the woods or something, but he's actually just using them to fix his garden. And I think the thrill of the kill is no longer there for him. Like when I look into his eyes, I don't see a killer anymore. And of course, the grandma is like upset because she doesn't want any of these slashers to stop their killing. She wants them to keep going. But I'm going to skip a bunch. The kid that escaped, we see him at a police station, and he's talking to a local cop. And he looks straight out of the movie Taxi Driver. And the kid basically explains that, it was this town. We were being chased by this guy. We were able to escape. I was hiding in the bushes, and I saw my friends getting murdered by like everyone else that was living in this town. And he starts explaining all the ones that he saw. Like, I saw an old lady, saw a lady with a doll, I saw a big dude, and there's this other guy called the Puzzle Master, and he's like, how big was this guy? Did he have like pitch black hair that covered his face? And the kid's like, yeah, man, how did you know? And it turns out that this cop was one of the former survivors. He's like one of the only ones to ever escape from the face painted guy, Saint Julian. So he's like aware of the slasher. He had no idea that this guy was still alive. And then we see the cops showing up at the town. And things are about to get pretty crazy. But yeah, it's just it's kind of interesting. Like we basically get like Epstein's of characters. So we have Daniel Dawson, and he's supposed to be like the Michael Myers character. We have the Puzzle Man, who obviously is supposed to be Jigsaw. We have the clown character who's supposed to be John Wayne Gacy. We have this other character who's supposed to basically be like Hannibal Lecter. We have basically it's like this family that moves in, and they're a bunch of hillbilly cannibals, and they're straight up Grandpa and Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. In fact, the grandpa looked exactly like the grandpa from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So yeah, we basically just get like a bunch of crazy Epsteins. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's basically like, what if we had all these famous real life serial killers, but also just famous slashers, and we had them all living in the same town. And what do they do when they're not doing their killings? Like, what do they do in their daily lives? It's like a slice of life of serial killers. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the movie Behind the Mask. But yeah, there you go. There's Where Monsters Lies, issue number 1 from Dark Horse Comics. I'm very interested to see where this goes. It's such a interesting idea, and it has like the dark humor that I love. Like, it's not a straight up horror, and it's not like an over the top comedy. It's like a nice mix of the two. And yeah, it's just, I don't know, as a huge fan of horror movies and growing up with slasher movies, it is kind of just like interesting to see a series where it's like, all right, you see these killers when they're going around killing a bunch of people, but what do they do when they're not killing people? Well, here's what they do. Here's the daily lives of serial killers and slashers. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope to see you next time. Take care. Later. So what'd you guys think of that video? I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe, hit that bell for notification, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you did enjoy the video, thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next video is more to your liking. Feel free to check out the playlist that you guys see, and I hope to see you guys next time. Later.